What's going on, guys? I am here with Coach Mike Swartzentruber. Coach
Got it.
Schwartz,
Got it.
head coach at Lake Central. Really successful program here in the state of Indiana, specifically in the region. Program just a couple years removed from 4A state
Yep.
championship. Coach, first one, thank you for being on here,
Sure.
talking
Thanks
a
for
little bit of
having me.
baseball with us. It's Lake Central is a program that I always talk to you about your young guys coming
Yeah.
up from the end of. You guys have a wealth of talent. You do a great job of developing them.
Well, thank you.
So that's something that I kind of want to start to talk about that because that's kind of how this group's going to look.
Yeah.
I look at the group that you graduated last year. And I'm going to forget some of the guys that graduated. I think Josh Flores off the top of my head. I think Ryder Fernandez. I think Drew Castiba.
Correct.
They're guys that I came accustomed to seeing in the Lake Central
Yeah.
uniform over the last few years. Now with their departure, who are the guys that you're kind of going to look for to take a step up, be a leadership
Sure.
role within your program?
So kind of a couple guys that are, one for sure probably is our leader of the whole team is Keegan O'Brien. And I don't know if you've seen him. He started for us last year. His brother Quinn played on the state team at second base, and they're not going to wow you with their size. Or he's about 5'7", 160 pounds,
Left-handed hitter
lefty,
can
but
do it.
can run, plays center field, and he's the type of kid that would run through a brick wall. Do this, do that, whatever you need, coach. So he kind of is the man we lean on when we need stuff done and kind of get things organized. He's been fantastic. We've got some other seniors that Luke Moffitt and Anthony Sanchez and Victor Villegas. Not necessarily some of the name brands of some guys we've had in the past, but just good, solid high school players that we're going to lean on to kind of show this young crop that we have a lot of excitement about talent-wise, to kind of show them the ropes. Hey, this is how we do things in our program, and just kind of pass the baton, so to speak. But Parker Robinson, obviously, he made a ton of leaps this fall. We had talked before about, and I had talked to him before about we got to find some pop in the bat. He found it this fall at our field. I don't know if you've been at our field, but it's humongous, and he was hitting balls out of there pretty regularly this fall. He had a great fall, bigger, faster, stronger. I think he's starting to get more of a leadership role instead of a follow role, which I've been excited to see. He's more confident. You would always think a kid with that much talent would be overly confident, but I'm still searching for that out of him. But he's looked great. We got Forstick and Kopersinski, some sophomores that I think are going to help us. Our pitching a little bit under the radar when you lose all the pitching we've lost the last few years, but I think they'll be okay. I think we'll score runs. Braden Walls is another one I forgot, just committed to Ball State. So it's going to look different. We're going to be a little bit younger, a little more inexperienced than we've been, but I'm actually excited to coach this group.
Yeah, no doubt. I was going to say you mentioned a lot of the names that I was going to highlight.
Sorry.
No, you're
Thunder.
good. Hey, it's your program. I want you to shine that light. No, I look at O'Brien, look at Villegas, and look at Park kind of returning to me. Looks like up the middle. That's something I think is going to bring you some stability. Park's obviously a guy going to Oklahoma, was on our future games team. Super talent, right?
Yeah.
Has a ton of potential. Started to see it a little bit last spring for
Yeah.
you guys. And you're talking about Jake as a guy I'm super excited about as a sophomore that I think could take some big steps up. And on Braden was another one that Braden really impressed me this fall.
Yeah,
I thought he took it.
Yeah.
I saw him a little bit as an underclassman. Thought he really took a step up from a physical standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm excited about him. Talk to me a little bit about. So, don't have a ton of experience returning on the mound.
Correct.
Talked a little bit about Owen. Who else on the mound do you kind of are you going to look to hand the ball off to?
Mark Passo he pitched a little bit at the tail end for varsity last year. We always try to guys we think can help us the next year. We try to get him a little taste towards the end of the year. So he got a little work. He's had a good off season, gotten stronger mechanically, figured some stuff out. Ryan Michelanis, lefty.
Yep.
We're going to have more lefty. I think we're going to have 6 lefties in our lineup. We got 2 or 3 lefty pitchers, which we've never had any lefty pitchers really, other than Joe Graziano 8 years ago. But so we're excited. We got some other guys, Mikowski and Victor's going to throw a little bit for us this. Villegas is going to throw a little for us this spring. Um, yeah, JT Rosansky, uh, guys like that. We're actually going to throw four stick a little bit this year.
Okay, I can see that. That arm works.
In the fall, our pitching coach said, "Coach, can we maybe see what we can get out of him starting in the winter?" And I said, "Sure." He's got electric arm. He's just raw. So we're going to kind of mix and match. I'm not sure if we're going to have those guys that give the ball, go 7 innings on Tuesday, give the ball, go 7 innings like Seaback and Flores and Tobias and guys like that. But I think we're going to have enough guys. I think we're going to have guys that can throw strikes, trust our defense. I think we'll be really good defensively, that we should be, very competitive and be able to be in a lot of ball games that hopefully we find ways to win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, I know you're going to be battle tested, playing a really, really tough region. The region, right?
Yeah.
I always look at, I love the region, become a huge fan, especially over the last couple of years doing what I do. Loved your program. Think back to guys like Connor Mish, guys like
Yeah.
Josh Adamczewski,
Yeah.
Hunter Snyder, a couple of the guys that
Santana.
you mentioned. Yeah, Matt Santana. Talk about a ball of energy, right? And so always a program that I can't wait to see in the spring.
Well, appreciate that.
Know you guys are going to be battle tested. Really tough region of the state. Want to thank you for spending a little bit of time talking about your program with us, and want to wish you the best of luck.
All right.
Can't wait to see you this spring.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks,
for
Coach.
your time. Yep.